This is a diary of a makeup artist, February 28th, 2008. Today I'm going to be doing a look showcasing purples. I really like purples and violets, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a look for you guys with that. And it's going to be just different kinds of purples. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I'm going to be using M.A.C. Liquid Set. And it basically what this is, it's a mixing medium, and it's going to make your powder eyeshadows a little more liquidy. They'll go on more fluidly, and then it'll also set it, and it'll be waterproof. So you can mix this with any loose powders that you like. It can be eyeshadow pigments or just any kind of loose eyeshadow or face powder you can mix it with. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. Mix a little bit up here. And you just need a little bit, probably just like a drop, because you don't want it to be too wet. Okay. And it'll really make your eyeshadows more vivid and make them pop out even more than they normally would. Okay. And mixing mediums are nice because they allow you more flexibility with your powder shadows and to get different looks and different effects with it. So it's really good to use these because it gives you more control. So the next thing I'm going to do is use a light purple shadow, and it is a M.A.C eyeshadow called Stars and Rockets, and that's going to be my highlight color. I'm using a really soft blending brush because I want a soft wash of color. And go ahead and just blend it right into the pigment that we put on before. And that actually is a violet pigment by M.A.C. And you can just see the intensity of the color change as it gets brighter and you layer and add more colors. You can kind of see from one eye to the next how bright it is. So we have that. Next, I'm going to use a little purple haze, also by M.A.C. And I don't know if you can how well you can see the colors, but this is the Stars and Rockets, and then this is the purple haze. And then next, we'll go ahead and use the Shadowy Lady, which is a darker purple. So purple haze is pretty soft. It's gonna just kind of outline where we want our crease and also add more purple color. Okay, so we're adding a bit of purple haze. Okay. Next, I'm going to add the Shadowy Lady. And you can kind of see our crease being defined even more. And just to bump the Shadowy Lady up a little bit, because I want it a little bit more intense, I'm going to use M.A.C Carbon eyeshadow, which is a black. And just concentrate it like in the outer third. don't take it over too much, just right in the outer third corner here of the eye. And I'm just lightly touching the black, just barely dabbing it. You don't, black is a pretty strong color, so you want to go very, very light with it. And it doesn't necessarily come off black, it just kind of darkens the purple and intensifies that a little bit, which is perfect. This is what we want. So next we are going to go ahead and move on to our eyeliner. And I'm going to use a liquid eyeliner by Lancome. It's called the Art Liner, and it's a felt tip liquid liner. And you can kind of see it here, just felt tip. Start in the inner corner and drag across. And what I do is I get as close to the lash line as I can, basically just laying this on the lash line. And dragging it across is pretty much what you want to do. But I find that if you pretty much just lay it on your lashes and drag it across, it gives you more control, and it's easier to balance it instead of trying to draw it straight on and then you have all the crooked lines. So lay it on your lash line and just begin to drag it across. Next, I'm going to move on to mascara using Plush Lash, also by M.A.C, in Plush Black. And as you can tell, most of my collection is by M.A.C Cosmetics, but I also have a lot of other brands and styles of makeup too, so that I'll be using once I get into more videos. I'll be using more products. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a comb. This little nifty little thing has a comb on one side and a brush on the other, which is neat. And I love this comb. You kind of got to be careful though, because the thing is kind of sharp. You don't want to poke yourself in the eye, but I use it to go ahead and just comb through my lashes, just in case you get any clumps. A lot of times when you use volumizing mascaras, the formula is a little more thick just because it's going to thicken your lashes. So sometimes you have issues with it clumping or just kind of being kind of thick. So I like to go back through and comb out all of the clumps. And then on the reverse side, you got the little brush. So